WIIFTBP.
Sissy's Taco Bar Pop-Up is back with more hours and more days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at the Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
Welcome to Inhale, Exhale, you guys. We're your health home girls, Dr. Tanksley and Danny Time. We are being joined today by a guest, Samantha Allen, who's going to work with us today about attachment styles.
Preoccupied, anxious, that's more so a child that comes from a background where the parent or the caregiver was kind of all over the place. You didn't know what you were going to get, so you were clinging to them when you did have their attention, because sometimes I might have it, other times I might not. Because that, it creates an anxiousness in the child, whereas when I get your attention, I want to hold on to it. I want to make sure, so I might cry when you leave, or I always want you around. I'm craving your attention. You know, mother-father relationship, the father passed away, now the mother is over busy, she's working all the time, she doesn't have as much attention as she once had for the children, so now this created an anxious attachment style. Those adults grow up more, considered more clingy in relationships, always wanting attention or feeling like I need to make sure we're okay, fear abandonment, fear that we might be breaking up or you might be leaving me alone, so I might check in with you more often, I might call you more. I just need to be assured that everything is okay with our relationship. That anxiousness part is the anxiety of the relationship, of always thinking something might be going wrong. If I called you, you don't answer. Are you upset with me? What did I do? Let's figure this out. Let's work this out. You're always kind of on edge about where your relationship will go.
You get a piece of paper, write down the event, the thought, emotion, and then logic. So in this case, say that your boyfriend didn't text you back. Okay, that's the event. What is your thought? Oh, well, he doesn't care. What's your emotion? I feel unworthy. What's the logic? Well, maybe he's asleep. So you gotta do that. That's addressing some of the symptoms. But overall, you want to engage self-love and self-discovery, right? And just kind of reprogramming your subconscious.
Yeah. Ooh. I miss your kiss. Oh, your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right. I miss. Ooh. Oh, girl, you don't go too fast. You take your time. Just how I like. I miss. Hey. Oh, you kiss it, then I'm drifting off your love. Keeps me floating, girl. I miss. And ooh, it feels so good. I wanna come down. Girl, I'm missing that love. Come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Oh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Come on. Oh, when you're not around, girl, I'm tweaking. I swear I be hearing things. Oh, and if I cannot have you, girl, I'm fiending. Oh, that's such a talent you bring. Yeah. Ooh, and day is too long. If I can hold you in my arms, if I can find a real good love. That kiss is a trap to me. Baby, your kiss is all I need. Come on. Ooh, it feels so good, baby. Oh, come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby.
Hey friends, happy Sunday.
Welcome to Inhale, Exhale. I am your host, one of your health homegirl hosts, Dr. Tanksley, the homie, yes. And I am always joined by my beautiful co-host and my health homegirl.
Health homegirl, it's Danny time.
Hey, y'all. So, we're going to get started with some deep breathing because, again, deep breathing is everything, and that is going to be such a theme throughout today's topic. And Danny and I have been just out all day, and we need to come down and de-stimulate a little bit. So let's go ahead and do a couple deep breaths to get this show started, okay? We're going to in our nose and out our mouth. How about that for a couple?
Sounds good.
All right. Come on, y'all. How was that for you, Danny?
I feel great.
That was amazing, as always, you guys. That was amazing, and my energy goes from like 0 to 100 in like 10 seconds. But we are super excited today, you guys, because we are going to not only talk about some amazing things we did this morning, but we are going to bring an absolutely outstanding guest with us today, and so I'm looking forward to having her in just a couple minutes join us on this stage. So what'd you do today, Danny?
Well,
Go on, kick that off. What'd you do?
So today my mother was honored. She has a youth organization called Kids Corner, and she was honored with a street sign in the name of her organization, and she did community work and supporting of the youth. So it was really great. And my partner, home health teammates, had joined us in that celebration. So it was a good morning, busy morning, but very good, exciting call. So
It was. You know what? Her mom just claimed 79th and Ashland. Let's put it out there, period.
From 79th to 80th.
It's
her name.
That's their name.
Yes.
25 years doing outstanding work in the community, decreasing violence and bringing awareness, giving out clothes and shoes and toys and I mean just amazing things. And so I was honored to be asked to come and say a couple words. So I just love Miss Talise. I tell her all the time I want to be just like her. Just like her. I want street corners. Look, I want 103rd and Halsted named after me.
10 Trey.
10 Trey. Listen, all day. But I am so excited today, y'all, because not only that, we have an amazing guest joining us today.
Yes. I'm so excited to hear from her.
Oh, this sister. And I just have to say, I've got some amazing people in my life, and I'm so grateful to God for that. And one of my old colleagues I used to work with when I was at the university is friends with her and was telling me about her. She's like, you don't know her? Oh, you need to know her. And I was like, okay, well, I definitely need to know her. And then I found out like the world knows her. So where have I been? But she is outstanding. I had the opportunity to stop by her shop, and so it's just an amazing. I'm an energy person, and the energy in there is just so amazing. It's just serene, and everybody is amazing. Her staff is amazing. One of her staff members actually designed this sweatshirt. Nice. Yes, and I thought as soon as I saw it, first of all, it was blue and gold.
I was gonna say those colors.
First of all, it caught my eyes because I was like, ooh, wait a minute, hold on. Sigma Gamma Rho, Sorority Incorporated. Okay. And then I saw that it said something so amazing. So I hope y'all can see this. I hope it's not backwards, but it says,
be dope, be great, be you.
Ooh. And I was like, I'm all those things. I'm dope. I'm great. I'm me. I want this hoodie. So I was so excited, not only to, be in that space and to have an amazing smoothie that when I tell you, had me right all day.
I'm gonna have to give me one of those because the way you were talking about that smoothie, I think I'm gonna have to stop by and give me one of those.
So look, you guys, I'm gonna switch the screen over and get the settings right so that you guys can see her beautiful face and her name, because I am just excited to have my sister join us on the show today.
Absolutely.
And so I'm going to pop her name up here because this is none other than that is not her name.
Good evening, Leah and Boosie. Shout out to our viewers.
Yeah. Oh, look, I just ignored our viewers.
No, you were holding it down. You was giving us the introduction to our amazing guest. Oh, I see her there.
There it is. I was going to say, what did I do with her name? My goodness, she has such a beautiful name.
Yes.
And so, hello to all our guests. Let me set the tone again because y'all know I get excited. I get to forgetting stuff. So let me just go ahead and give a couple housekeepings. So you guys, welcome to Inhale, Exhale. Of course, this is every Sunday at 5 p.m. on What's in It for the Black People Media. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on YouTube. And very soon, Danny and I are figuring some things out. We're going to be on some other platforms as well
to
get some social.
Everybody,
yes,
everybody
who's like on Instagram and all those places. So we're gonna do that. Look for that to come soon. But that being said, we are being joined today, and you can go like all those platforms as well too.
And share. Before we get into everything, share right now. This is going to be really, really good. So let your family, your loved ones, your friends know what's going on, what's popping. We can get this good information. So share the video now.
Absolutely.
Now.
Yes. And you know what? Especially for people, one of the reasons I wanted to talk about detox, and I've got Miss Rashida.O on the screen with me now. And Rashida, you are now on the screen with us, and you are not muted, so you can say hey in a second. But I wanted to just kind of set when someone reached out to me one day and asked me, how often are you supposed to move your bowels? And I was like, that's a really great question, right? Because I hear that question all the time. And I kind of gave them our regular answer that we give everyone. Well, when you go, are you having to push? And if not, then you're probably okay, right? And it's okay if you go 3 times a day or okay if you go once every other day. Usually after that, you probably are looking at where you need to, do some things in your diet, increase some fiber, that kind of stuff. But I was thinking about that and I was just like, wow, people have lots of questions about their gut, lots of questions about their gut health. And then I started looking and and people would say, well, should I detox if I'm not moving my bowels? And I was like, that's a really good question as well too, right? And so when I was looking for more information about detoxing and just kind of reaching out to people, as I mentioned before, one of my girlfriends said, well, if you want to know about detoxes, you need to go to the queen herself. and not only does she have a book about detoxing, but she has an entire cafe that is centered around that. And so on that note, I want to just ask you to please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about yourself, beautiful queen.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Dr. Tanksley, and Danielle for having me on Inhale and Exhale. It's so me, Inhale and Exhale. That's so great. Thank you so much. A little bit about Rashida. So I started this whole detox cafe from a 100-day juice fast that I went on. And I did this 100 days. Actually, I did 107 days. Of course, I have a story prior to that, but I did 107 days of just all liquid. And I set the intention for that to be a spiritual practice.
Okay.
So that leads you to understand where my base of my detox cafe came from. This detoxing isn't something that I do for a physical healing. It's more of a spiritual healing for me. And it's a sort of devotion that I created for myself in order to have a safe space that I can sort of build that relationship with something much greater than myself. We can say God, we can say Allah, we can say the higher source, whatever you want to call it, something greater than myself and all of us is here and now, and it's in present moment. And this is what the cafe and the detoxing derived from. So whenever someone is in this space of needing to detox, it's because there is a disconnect that we are receiving are not receiving from source. And so this is what the meaning of detoxing when you come to my cafe is for. And I know that a lot of people detox for weight loss and your gut and all of the other beautiful components to it. But when you release, when you say no to processed foods, when you say no to sugar, when you say no to soy, when you completely let go of that taste sensation, that gratification of food, this is a devotion that you are setting. You're setting a tone for yourself and something higher than yourself to happen. And what happens is when you do that, you're protected. You are surrounded by angels. You are surrounded by peace and harmony because you are doing something that is sort of a practice to God, for God.
Yeah.
You see, so and in that devotion is where we find health and wealth and peace and harmony. It's in that letting go of this sense gratification to come to yourself. And this path, this holistic path that I've created, it helps with liberation. It helps liberate you. And my purpose and my sole purpose is to share what liberates me, what keeps me at peace. Even in I still fall, I still hurt, I still have pain, but there's something liberating that happens when you are devoted to your physical, mental, and spiritual health. There's sort of an ending of suffering that happens, and there's a sort of home that you find within yourself. And this is my purpose. This is what I came here to do, is to bring people home. And I use the process of detoxing. I move my body through yoga and exercising. I'm a previous bodybuilder competitor. I competed in 4 bodybuilding competition, all vegan. I completed, of course, 100 days of just liquid fasting. I've done plenty of detoxing. Detoxing is such a safe space for me. So it's been plenty times that I've sustained from eating food alone just to increase my frequency or sort of increase my chances of having that divine relationship smoothly. It's not like having a good relationship, even outside of yourself. When you can honor someone, it's such a rewarding feeling having that relationship tight, that bond tight. So, and I think that's what we are. We get so distracted with what the outside, the material things and the relationships and, all of the outside sense gratification sort of distract us to what's really real. You know what I mean? We think that this stuff is really real, and it's just for us
distractions. It's distractions. I appreciate you sharing that you went on a 107 when you first embarked on this journey. It was like 107-day juice detox / fast, it sounds like. And that's so amazing. Personally, when I about 3 years ago, when I really started to embrace the holistic nature that I knew existed within, just when I stopped being scared. Let's just put it out there. When I stopped being scared and started to talk freely about what I really did behind the scenes of my white coat, right? When I really started to talk about the holistic way that I talk to my patients in the rooms that other people maybe necessarily didn't know about, or those kind of things. I did that through a 40-day fast, and girl, bless your ministry that you went 107 days, because that is such discipline to be able to do something like that. That just shows how strong your mind has to be in order to do that. And I will say, one thing you mentioned is like, I didn't do it for a physical thing either. But it was just, it was almost like, and this is something I say all the time, mind, body, spirit, emotions, they're all connected. And while you're going on this spiritual journey, all those things that are wastes that need to be eliminated come off anyway. So the pounds come off anyway. The depression, those kind of things start to come off anyway, because those are things that you were shedding as well. My gut health improved through that, and that was not my intent, right? My intent was spiritual. So I think that's just amazing that you kind of had that experience. I really want to know more about why 107 days.
And before
Dr.
we get
Tinsley,
into,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Dr. Tinsley, it was.
And please feel free to call me Audrey, please.
Okay. I kind of like the way Dr. Tanksley.
Okay, well, Dr. Tanksley. Dr. T is fine too. Dr. T is
Dr.
fine.
Tanksley, I want to put the respect on your name, sister.
Well, thank you.
That's just all out of respect and honor.
And I take that and I appreciate that. Thank you. You may call me Dr. Tanksley all day.
So, I forget what I was going to say now, but what you had mentioned about this 107 days, I really wanted. Whenever I say I'm gonna do something, I sort of mean it, and it was sort of this thing that I came up with. Honestly, I was talking with a naturopathic doctor at that time, and Dr. Tammy Matthews. I'm not sure if you guys.
Yes, I love her. Tammy.
Yes. So she was my naturopathic holistic health doctor at that time. And me and her became really close, kindred spirits. And I told her that I wanted her to mentor me the entire 100 days that I did it. And she told me that she would. And I suggested that she took the journey with me. And she took it with me. So it made it a lot more easier that I had someone with me during those times. But honestly, after the 30 days, I went 107 because at the 100th day, I did not want it. I didn't want to eat anymore. Like there was no urge of me to chew anything. So I went another 7 days because I was like, I'm not sure if I'm really ready to take on eating again, because I know what it does. Even if you're eating vegan food, cooked food, it's going to lower your frequency. And by that time, at 100 days, I was floating. I felt like I was walking on water at that moment. You know what I mean? I was light. I wasn't heavy with emotions. I wasn't heavy with weight. I wasn't heavy with anything. Like my spirit was cleansed. Now that you want to talk about baptism, I felt cleansed. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be around nobody. I didn't want to eat no food. I didn't want anything to thwart that feeling that I was receiving. So I went 107 days, and I went live on the 107th day. I went live to make my first smoothie. And I cried like a baby. I cried like a baby because I knew that this was ending. I knew that this life, this feeling was ending. So from there, it birthed. 107 days. I did an entire complete website on my own. Didn't know what I was doing. I did that in 4 days. I wrote 3 self-help books. One was a physical copy of the 7-Day Holistic Detox. And it's a blueprint for developing a holistic lifestyle. If you are lost, I'm talking to the people that are new and want a path to follow, that are lost, that don't know their purpose, that don't know where to go. I have a path that leads to liberation. And I can stand in my truth and tell you, I can get you there. I can't keep you there, but I can get you there. You follow these steps. Go and do yoga, meditate, detoxify your body, and believe in some spiritual truth. Just believe in something and believe it wholeheartedly and put your passion into it. And I promise you, you will find liberation. You will find your purpose and you will find peace. I promise you, you will. Now,
that's the truth.
I put my life on it like Jesus did. If you followed, and I'm not saying this is the only path. There's many paths to God. This is my path. This is what led me to liberation and to others to liberation, and I stand in that truth.
Yes. And I'm gonna say just real quick. I know Danny got something amazing to say, but I love that. I gotta say this because I'm also, you met me enough to see that my mind thinks in so many different ways, but 7 is the number of completion. That's the divine number of completion. And so I just think that 107 was meant, and especially meant for you. So on that, Danny, I know you got something good to say.
I just want to ask, we were talking about, this is really good, detoxing, and I like the fact that you talked about how it's not just for physical benefit and the spiritual aspect, and our gut also tells a story. It's like it has its own nerve system. It's, listening to your gut, the instinct, and those type of things. So I wanted for you to talk more about that spiritual connection and what, how detoxing speaks to that realm. Like we know about the physical and the benefits of that, but spiritually and emotionally. And I was listening to some of your videos, and it really, really touched me when you said a lot of times we're constantly putting things in to fill a void, when really we need to be grounded spiritually. What we really need is God, and what we need to do is come into alignment with our spiritual, self. So I just wanted you to talk more about that, on that aspect of the gut.
So if we let's just do it at the simplest. If we are putting blood and flesh in our gut, how you think we gonna feel, and how we gonna respond if I'm putting in slaughtered animal blood and flesh in my body? If I'm putting that in my body, how am I going to feel? We are what we eat. So if I'm putting in starch, if I'm putting in flesh and blood, if I'm putting in these things that are dead, how am I to use my gut instinct? I'm not using it at a place where it's cleansed. I'm listening to some dead thoughts, some energy that is not even alive in my body at this point. So how can I even trust myself if there's nothing in there that brings forth life? There's nothing in my body. There's nothing in my gut, sis. So how can we say I'm using my gut instinct? This gut is useless at this point. It's nothing in there. It's nothing in there but garbage. So there may be something from God that is trying to be given to you, but you don't even know that it's from God, because you can't recognize that, because your gut is full of trash, it's full of garbage, it's full of dead. It's dead. And so your gut plays a big part in your ability to use your third eye, your ability to know your true power, your ability to understand your chakra system. It's everything is off.
Absolutely.
So if you coming from if there's this your gut is totally connected to, I'm a holistic person. So sis, your gut isn't separate from your heart. Your gut isn't separate from your mind. Your gut is not separate from your body at all. Everything is interconnected. When one is lacking, the other is lacking. As we are, as collectively as a human species. When I lack, you lack, sis. It goes bigger than just the physical internally. When my other brothers and sisters are dying, I'm dying. When they are living, the reason why people are, there's a lot of us that are becoming enlightened, because a lot of us are becoming enlightened. And some of us don't even realize the work that I do, the work that you do is affecting everything. Everything. So if our gut is messed up, if we're feeding our gut things that aren't living, we are going to have thoughts that are not of the living.
I've heard that a lot too, and especially in individuals who, like with dairy, a lot of times milk has, when the especially cow's milk, right? When they are milking these cows and in these very inhumane, very industrial type of ways, and then they're doing this on cows that they're, breeding to have multiple babies and snatching these babies away. And the hormones just are so of these tortured animals, that gets into the
Stress.
product. Exactly. They have high levels of adrenaline and things like that they've even, measured in these things. And so those are things that you're ingesting as well too. And so it's, it is, there's so much to detoxifying your body from those types of, negative influences that we get on the outside from the external sources on the inside. There's a question in the chat that I just want to get your opinion on, Rashida. One of our viewers is mentioning that they put a lot of pesticides and things on the fruits and the vegetables.
They do.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Wash them. Wash them. And as much as you can go organic, as much as you can make your definitely grow your own fruits and vegetables. Definitely use vegetable wash. There's all kinds of natural, so many beautiful brothers and sisters out there that's making natural products and things that we can use to combat certain things. But the best thing that you can use to combat any pesticides or any things that's outside of us, that's a force that is trying to destroy us, just believe and have faith in God that you are protected, because we're in a space where there's really nothing. Like, we can't just come to a space where everything that we have is so pure and this, it hasn't been touched by a parent, right? Because right now they're doing stuff to our soil, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the soil is now, so right now I just come back to you and have faith that you will be protected, and have faith that your body is going to do what it needs to do in order to heal the way it needs to heal. If we give the body a proper environment to do the healing, it will do it. We can do so much, but the body we are an incredible species. It can heal itself with proper rest and water.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
It can. You don't even, if you trying to get rid of the pesticides, even in the fruits, just drink some water and go to sleep.
Yes.
So much healing comes from that. Mm-hmm. Rest and sleep. Get off of social media. Stop working and hustling and feeling like you got to force life to happen for you. Life is happening from you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So at this point, we keep missing it. We keep going back to this. Well, what do we do to the gut? What do we have to? You have to start from a place of spiritual connection with something that's higher than yourself. But you have to find the protection and the peace from that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You get what I'm saying? You have to have faith in knowing that whatever you choose, long as you know that you are choosing in a space of being in a higher quality and being in love with yourself, you will be protected. Even if and of course, I'm not a meat eater, but I know a lot of meat eaters that are still healthy. Mm-hmm. I know, our ancestors ate pig feet and all of that, but they used to pray a lot. You know what I mean? They used the power of prayer. I don't see people even praying anymore. We've come away from that, and we're going more into this confusion, this we wanting to play this game without the source anymore. Yeah. We pray over our food. Even if you eating meat and starch and blood, you pray. Mm-hmm. You find that faith. You find that understanding that whatever you choose, and knowing that, because if I'm out in the woods and the world shut down and there wasn't no fruits and vegetables, guess what? If I gotta fend for my family, I'm gonna tell my husband to go out there and slaughter the animals so we can eat. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that labeling and vegan and all of that is out the door. I gotta make sure that I'm surviving for my family.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And knowing that in that survival, knowing that you're doing this stuff out of love, you're gonna be, you're not gonna come out with cancer on your neck.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You're not gonna come out with gut problems and all that, because you're doing that. You're protected. Use the power that you have within you. Use the power that if I wish I could have told my younger self to start with the spiritual first, sis. Start with don't go. I started with the physical. I started bodybuilding, beat my body. I beat my body up to the point I used to go in the gym crying, still lifting my shoulder. I used to cry and lift, and it don't have to be that way.
That's right. That's right.
It don't have to be that way.
Rashida, I want to ask, what brought you to this place? How did you know?
Pain, darkness brought me to this place. Darkness.
And so how did you find out about detoxing? Did you start with like researching, or you just were called to it? Did you what started your journey in detoxing?
My journey started with being so damn vain that I wanted to lose weight. Okay. It was for the weight loss at first. It was I was vain as heck. I wanted to look good. I wanted to lose some weight. I started my very first detox was the lemonade diet. The lemonade diet with the cayenne pepper and the lemonade.
The Beyonce diet.
The Beyonce diet. You know, I did that 10 days, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't even remember. I was 20-something years old, so I can't even remember how much weight I lost. But I remember feeling so good, you know. So that was my first sort of taste of not eating, you know, not eating for so many days. So, and from there, I really honor myself for having discipline. You know what I mean, and going out and saying this is what I'm going to do and then do it. I think this is, you know, I sort of have this competition with myself. It's a very different relationship than normal people would have. But I discipline myself a lot. I always, like next month, I'm going all raw. And you guys are more than welcome to join me. I'm going to just go all raw.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yes, all raw out. And I do these sort of challenges within myself, and I share them with the world. If you guys want to join me, join me. But it's really about just, you know, doing practices that I know that will purify my soul, you know, purify, you know, all of the healing things that I know I need to do for myself that I don't know about. There's things that I've suppressed. Maybe I'm, you know, during this time, I can find healing in that. Whatever comes up for me. Whatever comes up for me. I don't have to go out digging. It'll come up when you detox.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great
point. Come up, you're like, oh God, why am I so emotional? You know,
what's to this?
So it's something to this, and it's something to this detoxing. It's something to just purifying your body, getting it to a place of homeostasis, balance, and just to be able to just know yourself. And when you know yourself, there's power in that. Yeah. Really knowing we're not this physical body. We're not the mind. We are witnessing this is happening. We're the witness. We're the soul. We never die. This isn't, you know, this flesh is only here temporarily. And if you like your soul, and if you like here, take care of your environment that you're in. And you'll be here a little longer. So you can see my face on Instagram and stuff. Like, you can do this. Like, you know, if that's what you choose to do, you know. So, like, I just say, if you're choosing to dwell here on earth, make sure you're dwelling in a place of love. Make sure you're coming up and you're showing up in a place of your ultimate best, feeling your ultimate best. Be in love with who you are, not the physical, not what you got money in the bank, all y'all stimmy checks. And all of that. You're not your stimmy check. You are not your Louis Vuittons. You are not the car you're driving. You are not that haircut that you just got. You know what I mean? Right. You are so much bigger than that. Don't limit yourself to the things that you have. Don't limit yourself to what you look like on the outside. Understand who you are and understand the power of who you are and how much magic you have. Oh my God. Yeah. These small little things about your gut and these small little things about like your knees and everything is aching. Those are small and minute to who you truly are. If you knew who you truly were, you would not allow those things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
I
when,
think we are forgetting that.
Yeah.
yeah. So when you were on your Beyonce diet, right, and you saw how good you were looking and you losing your weight, so you went into it for a physical, but then did that spiritual impact you during that time? Is that
Not
where
then. Not then. Nope, not
okay.
then. Absolutely not. I was 20 something. No. Absolutely not. It did not. It didn't hit me. I think, I find a blessing in getting older. Oh my
Yes.
God, it's such a maturity that happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
And and not necessarily and it doesn't happen to everybody, but I'm an explorer. I like to take risks. I'm very rapid in my thinking. I know what I want and do it right then. I'm one of those types that I don't really think about consequences. I'm more come as a child, like I'm gonna just go and do it. I know that there may be a bunch of consequences, but I'm gonna just do it. And I understand that a lot of people aren't like that, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I make myself available to help hold people's hands. That's why I say I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. I can't keep you to a place of liberation, because I have brought people to liberation multiple times, and they've
Yeah.
seen themselves, they've seen how dope they are, and they're like, "Oh, I got this." Yeah, sis. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? I ain't even got it. You know what I mean?
Right,
I still
right.
mess up.
I
So
still gotta learn.
I'm still a student. I practice being a student, and I practice being an expert all the time, because I am an expert in
I
my
know
life.
that's
I'm an
right.
expert in my path.
Yeah.
And
You
I
know,
love
I
that you said that. You said that I saw you say something like healing is a journey, it's not a destination.
it's
So
not.
yeah. So it's something that you continuously practice,
Mm-hmm.
growth. It's not a place that you get to and like, oh yeah, that's it. Because life continues
You
to
know what,
happen.
sis?
Yeah.
You know what, sis? I was having a conversation with one of my spiritual brothers the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I hear a lot of people talk about healing, as I do as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I brought this topic up because there's a lot of people using the excuse of their healing
Mm.
to not do the work anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
it's only like, once you know what you need healing from, then you ain't healing no more. It's
Mm-hmm.
just now you got to make a choice. Are you gonna
Right.
stay in it, or you're
Right.
not? You
Right.
can't keep going and say, "Oh, I'm still healing," because
But
you
you know
messing
what's
up.
going yeah.
Wait, once you know, you can't unknow. So how many times you gonna say you healing, sis? What
Right,
are you
right.
healing from? You done already brought up everything that you need healing from. Now what you gonna do?
Right.
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 Now what you gonna do? Like, are you gonna stay holding on? Like, I bumped my finger a long time ago. I'm still healing from it. No, it's healed, sis. It's
Right.
healed and it's done. You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And I
Yeah.
feel like
Exactly.
a lot of us use that excuse, I'm
Mm-hmm.
healing, in order to not grow, in order to
Yeah.
Exactly.
And to
not take
excuse the
yourself to the
behavior.
That's
next
right.
level.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's that healing. No, you just fearful. You scared.
That's right.
That's
Mm-hmm.
all it is.
You're
You got a
comfortable.
little scared. And
Yeah.
the reason why you're scared is because you don't know yourself. You
That's
don't
Yeah.
right.
know you have unlimited potential. You don't even
Mm-hmm.
know you have unlimited potential.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
knew you had unlimited potential, you wouldn't even walking around saying you still healing.
Right. You'd own it. Yeah.
So how do you have that discipline, right? Like, so if we were to start this detox or this fast and you going into this as a newcomer, if I was to take on that challenge, it's new. I've never detoxed for that length of time. So what advice do you have for the discipline? How can you stay committed to something like that?
I
What would
think
you
I think
advise?
you need to pour out. I would say pour fully into it.
Mm-hmm.
Educate yourself. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I started my 100 days, I would look at YouTube and watch other people that's done 60-day fasts and what they
Mm-hmm.
were like. I would start pouring, like I would start listening while I'm driving in my car. I would start listening to other people that's gone through the journey. I will pour myself and become that person as I'm doing it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm doing this. I'm continuously reminding myself and being mindful, like, this is where I'm at. Where's my gallon of water at? Like,
Mm-hmm.
constantly reminding yourself that you're doing this. And each day, take it one day at a time. When you wake up and you actually went no days without eating, it's liberating. It's like, oh my God, I made it. I made it brings forth this confidence. You have to find the motivation within yourself and create. So how I do that is create the environment around me. I clean out my kitchen. I clean everything up when I'm detoxing. So when I walk in the house, I don't have to do much. I don't have to. That's why I have a cafe. Go to the cafe and tell them to make your juices so you ain't got to do the juicing. Be prepared in what you're doing. Prepare yourself. Write in the journal like, hey, yo, I'm about to do this for 30 days. I got this. And what I like to do is use Instagram and these Facebook platforms to sort of use it as a journaling. Like we take the pen and paper and journal, but you can journal your stuff right here on social media, and you have a whole audience that will protect you and love you and encourage you. So I use my following and my platforms to help encourage me. They looking forward to me. You know, we got a relationship. They don't know they my best friend, and I wouldn't know what to do without them. You know, but
the support
no,
gang.
that's actually a really dope idea, because one thing I think a lot of people don't realize is that is another way of journaling. Like that's such an amazing.
That was a good.
It's another way of journaling. You can create a whole separate Instagram account. Like, this is my journal. I'm doing this really for me. If you're looking to get some inspiration, go ahead. But this is what I'm doing for me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you. And this is my journey. Yeah. And so when you look back, I love when Facebook pops up the memories and the memories come up, and then those it's sort of you looking back in your dear diary, like, oh my God, I did that. I am disciplined. So those moments of defeat and those moments of despair, you can always look back and say, no, I'm not. I am determined. I am devoted, because if you've done it once, you can do it again.
Rasha, you speak with so much like passion. I'm over here so empowered. I feel
girl, look, I'm like, okay, I'm going raw next month. When we doing this?
And I just want to,
baby, that ain't nothing but God speaking through me, sister. That ain't me.
I love it. And when he's coming through,
I don't know how to talk.
He's definitely coming through. I wanted to address some of the comments. Tanika, thank you so much. She's always tuning in with us. She said this has been like such a confirmation for her, a confirming conversation. She's really enjoying the conversation. And yes, guys, she will drop her information on how to follow her on all social media platforms, and we will drop it to the page as well.
Yeah. Couple things that came up before too that I want to address. So someone, it was back on that, like the fertilizers and the fruits and the vegetables, and they were asking like, well, how long does it have to sit in there before it becomes tainted? And I think you said something that I think is really worth reiterating, right? The more that you can go, in an organic route, you're decreasing the amounts of pesticides and those kind of things that they're even putting on those fruits or vegetables. So then that amount is going to be smaller. And then even more importantly, you said grow your own. And I think we need to get more back in tune with the farming nature of our people, and we need to grow our own food. And if you can't grow your own, then support a local farmer or local urban garden or one of these, because there's so many of them around us. It's 19 of them in South Shore alone. It's one. I talk about it all the time out in Linwood called Mother Carr's Garden. I love them because it's a church and they have a ton of land. They farm this land. They take volunteers to come help them. They'll teach you how to do it.
They're right by my house.
Yes, and you can get, if you want, you can, like buy shares and come pick it up, and it's local, right? So their bees make the honey that they're making is local. It is, the plants, the same plants that you have allergies to. These bees are the ones that are pollinating it, so they're putting it in this honey, so it's going to be more beneficial for your to help decrease your allergies than going to get the other brands that I don't represent, so I ain't gonna name none of them, but brands from the stores. So I think when you said that about support local like that and grow your own, that is probably the best thing to reiterate, because there are pesticides. That is the reality, and like you said, pray over it. Thank you, Jesus, and protect me and the hand that prepared it, and
that's it.
And that's what, and that's it. So I wanted to address that, and then I do have to say this because this is my brother, and he has put in here a couple times from Brother Edward Steve, who is one of the board members out in Dalton, one of the trustees, he said, make sure he said to say hello to you
and that
you are an asset and a gem to that Dalton community. And then he made sure to tell everybody that they better go support you out there in Dalton.
Thank you so much.
I want to talk about these smoothies and stuff because Audrey has been ranting. Can you tell us about some of your ingredients and herbs? And sea moss is another thing that a lot of people are interested in. And if we can talk a little bit about some of those.
Yes, so I got to share my experience. So I got this one called Let That Man Go. That was the name of my smoothie. That was the name of my smoothie, y'all. And when I tell you, while I was sipping it, I was kind of considering about letting my man go. I was like, man, I could let him go for these smoothies. That's kind of fun. Like, it was so good. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I have been telling everybody about this smoothie. So I know it had banana. It had mango, it had burdock, it had sea moss, and I added some hemp seeds because all my fans know I'm always adding hemp to my stuff. So I added hemp seeds to mine because I just love how much omega and all kind of nutrients are packed into hemp seeds.
Indeed.
Yes, and I will be back tomorrow to pick up our sea moss gel. So you'll see me tomorrow. Anyway.
I just made them today for you too.
Yes. So please talk about that and everything that you've got going on at your wonderful. I didn't even tell you that she's got the coolest little rack of clothes outside the cafe. So not only did I get that, but I got y'all wait till y'all see this. I got the cutest little polka dot skirt and the cutest little hat, and everything on the rack was $5 now.
Nice.
$5 holla.
Oh wait, you got the black hat. You did.
Yes, I got the black hat.
Great. I'm so glad that you got the black hat. I can't fit on my big head anymore.
She didn't tell me about that.
And I got the polka dot skirt.
Oh, check you out.
Oh, I was like, I'm wearing this on Mother's Day.
That is so funny. I've always had a dream of having my own thrift store. Like I was born and raised thrifting. I love like antiques. I love like just picking up, just really things that people thought that was just trash, and it's just, I've always been that way. I never.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yes,
right?
I never was, all of the diamonds and pearls and type things. I just always had this urge to just, resell or get some clothes and from the rich and give them to the poor. I always just been that way. So I'm glad that you thrifted. I'm glad because I'm a thrifter. I swear to God I am. It's so good.
Yes.
So
but tell us about the smoothies. Yes.
The smoothies and the juices. So our smoothies, my menu is very fine. Like my cafe it's Rashida's Detox Cafe. So it's more or less a detox cafe for you to come and pick your detoxes. But because I know that my community is in need of healthier options, we have a few items of smoothies, juices, and foods that's available for everybody from 11 to 3, Monday through Friday. Nice. I consider this my home, so I got really short hours and I have to prepare so much. I'm usually here at about 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm not out of here till 4, but people only see me from 11 to 3. So our smoothies are based upon, I have a lot of alkaline smoothies, and I use indigenous herbs like burdock root, dandelion. I use bladderwrack. I use sea moss. I have herbs here like cascada sagrada to help your digestion and in your colon cleanse. I use rhubarb, sarsaparilla, things that promote health and cleansing the blood and getting rid of mucus and inflammation in the body, sort of healing smoothies, so to speak. And then, so you guys know about the sea moss that is very popular right now. We use a wild crafted purple sea moss. I like the purple. There's no difference between the purple or the yellow sea moss. Just the yellow sea moss is more closer to the shore because it's bleached by the sun. And the purple is more deeper into the sea, but it still has 92 minerals that your body is.
I'm sorry.
The Irish is the yellow kind of sea moss and more we use the sea moss. We have sea moss smoothies. We have sea moss lattes. We're famous for a sea moss latte here. We use, walnut milk, and it's fully alkaline. We use walnut milk, 102 minerals, bladderwrack, burdock, dandelion, and sea moss. And we use a little agave in it. It's excellent. If you're a coffee drinker, you want to try the latte. It's definitely not a Starbucks, but it's full of minerals. It's like I said, it's 102 minerals, so it'll help with mental health. It'll help with ease the mucous membrane. It's amazing. It's only you come here and get that. We have chlorophyll water. We have and we have food as well.
Yes.
We are 100% plant-based, and our meat substance here, we don't use processed meat, processed vegan meat, soy, anything like that. Our meat is walnuts. We season walnuts, and we ground it like ground turkey meat, and we season it like ground turkey meat, and it's delicious. It's my raw taco bowl is my most popular one.
I was gonna say, my girlfriend, when I got back to the office after I ran out there and grabbed that smoothie real quick, she was so upset. She said, why didn't you tell me you was riding to Dalton, number one, and going to your cafe, and why didn't you bring me a taco bowl back? I was like, okay, next time I got to get that taco bowl. And the confirmation, I'll get that latte tomorrow because I've been trying to get off coffee. Anyway, that's a whole long story, sis. But I'm going to try that latte tomorrow. Definitely.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes life, we just have to sometimes do a cold turkey. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's calls for that cold turkey. Some things we could just, I'm done. I did that with cigarettes. I used to smoke a pack of Newport 100s every single day. Yes. And one day I just was like, I'm done. I chucked those things out of the I littered. I chucked them out of the window, and I was done with them. I didn't pick up another cigarette again. And it just, sometimes you got to make those radical movements towards your life and getting your life. It ain't no, I'm a try. I need to, you're going to you're going to try yourself right into a damn chronic disease.
Right. You know what? This time has flown by too quickly. I know.
Well, you're having fun.
Oh my gosh, Rashad, I could just have you with me forever, girl. Yes. Oh my goodness.
You do have me with you forever.
That's true.
Oh, that just made my heart so warm. And you know what? I'm going to have to journal my journey through this because really there's some things that I need your help with. And I want to take a journey with you, and we'll have to chronicle it together. But
everybody's asking for the cafe information, guys. We're going to add it. We're definitely going to add those details to the page. They're all like, what's the name? What's the location? One more time, really quick. Can you say where you're located and the name of the cafe?
Of course. Rashad's Detox Cafe is located inside Melanie's Fitness Center. So when you come in, I'm gonna give you the address. So when you put the address in, you're gonna come up to this big old brown building. It's gonna say Melanie's Fitness Center. The fitness center closed down after COVID, but the blessing of God allowed me to stay here, and I'm still here from 11 to 3. My address is 14900 Greenwood Road, and it's in Dalton, Illinois. And I'm available 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. My phone number here at the cafe is 708-517-4488. Call me on business only. Come on, fellas, don't do that to me.
I know that's right.
So call me on business. I can take care of you. Yeah, I can take care of you, but don't do that. I gotta take care of my people, and if you're willing, like I said, you're willing to come here and support me. That's the information here. And you guys gonna put the information in the log, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
Okay, so that's it.
One more real quick question. What about yoga? Like, how can we get in tune with you with yoga?
Okay, so because recently I've been pouring a lot of my energy into you guys. I'm gonna tell you, last month for the month of May, we did 56 detoxes for that entire month. Now get this, sister. The first week of April, I did 52 detoxes. We out here cleansing. Now this is what I'm saying. Like, I know that I'm making an impact on our community just based off the numbers.
Yes.
Now that's just business. Now with doing the yoga, because I'm putting so much energy into you guys, and I try to see everybody that come in this cafe. They come here to see Rashida. So I try to make myself available when I can, and that takes a lot of my energy. So I do the yoga through personal, like if someone books me, and I can't wait for the summer. I'm really, really interested in going back to the lake this summer, because I used to do yoga at the lake.
I've heard about that too.
Sunday. And we used to be in yoga church every Sunday, honey, from 10 to 11. Yes, we used to be on 39th Street Beach. And last year I couldn't do it because of the COVID, and it hurt. I went 3 years strong, 50-something people out every Sunday. Every Sunday. So I'm really looking forward to at least doing that one group.
Oh God,
Sunday
I would love
class.
to join
And we,
that.
and I come out there, how my juices and stuff, and we sit at the lake and we talk about, higher states of consciousness and just, love and light and all of the nice, beautiful things in life, So, but if that comes up, sister, I would love for you guys to come. And we'll definitely do that. But I'm here if you want to book me, if you guys want to book yoga parties, if y'all want to get some girlfriends together and y'all have a retreat day. And that I do a lot of those. If you want to do one-on-one sound healing meditation, I do that here at the cafe in my office. That's one-on-one. If you also want to join my meditation meetup, I do a free meditation meetup, and it's not an event. You just come here on Wednesdays from 5 until 6, and we sit and be in peace, and we be in harmony together, and we listen.
5 to 6 in the evening.
Join that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
yes.
I'm on that.
Yeah.
Yes. And all you do is just show up. You come and bring your pillow or whatever you do to sit on your, it don't matter. You can come as you are, and I take care of you. Just sit still and be in presence. That's it. That's all we do. Yeah.
This was so amazing. I'm just so hurt the time is up for us, but this is really like encouraging for me. I definitely look forward to meeting you and coming to the cafe and embarking on so many of the amazing things you have going. Thank you so much for blessing us with your time. This was amazing.
This was so amazing.
Yes.
And if you guys want to join me, May 1st. 30 days.
Yes. Too. Yeah.
30 days of we ain't got to post nothing. I'm saying it right now.
Okay.
30 days of just raw. You can do juices, smoothies, or raw food. I don't care what you do, but you just got to go raw. And you have to commit. Okay. You have to commit to yourself. Don't commit to me. Please don't. Because you'll let me down. Mm-hmm. Commit to yourself.
That's
commit to this 30 days, and you just going raw. All raw. That's it. And it's a lot to choose from. I'm mistreating you. Drink you some juice. Come to the cafe. I can supply some juice. I can supply raw food for you and some smoothies for you.
That's right.
That's it. And the only other thing is I suggest that you go 100% alkaline. That's it. And if you don't know what alkaline is, you can just download Dr. Sabi's nutritional list right off.
Yeah.
Yes. All of it's on it.
I have
it's
it too.
Super easy. Super easy. Join me. I'm doing that for 30 days, and y'all know I might do 60. So
I'm definitely gonna commit myself to 30, but I don't know if I would say that. I could commit to myself for 30.
Let's commit to 30, and we can. I don't post all day every day, but I will. Pop in here and there, say, hey, y'all, this is what I'm drinking. Everything is going to be from the cafe, obviously, not unless I take myself out somewhere. But there's a lot of raw restaurants. Chicago is amazing with raw restaurants and things like that. So, find you some raw restaurants if you don't feel like cooking up some stuff, or get in the kitchen and get creative and use some of your creative juices. It definitely helps bring up that feminine energy for you, too.
Yes. Thank you so much for all your time and energy, Rashida, all of your knowledge. And that was just so powerful. Thank you so much.
Our audience loves you.
They're my gosh,
so
they do.
Dope.
You are.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, she really is. And everything that you're doing is amazing. And we didn't even get into sound healing and stuff. But my gosh, I know that's just a whole nother level that we could talk about. Thank you again so much
for having me.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you. And I just want to say to everybody, tune in. every Sunday, 5 p.m. to Inhale, Exhale, where we'll be talking about all things health and wellness, talking about holistic health and physical health and mental health and all of those things. So join us every Sunday, as I said, from 5 to 6 p.m. Danny, you got anything you want to say, my dear?
Just have a great week, deep breathers. Go forward with encouragement and have a good week ahead.
Yes, and don't you guys forget, you got to inhale and exhale every day. Every
Inhale,
day.
exhale.
Yes.
Bye,
Thank
you guys.
Bye. Thank you so
love.
much.